Hello, friends. Steve Stockton here with you. Today, we're going to take a look at some of Australia's unsolved disappearances. Join me. Let's take a walk and see. Now, the Australian continent, with its vast, sparsely populated landscapes and sprawling multicultural cities, holds within its narrative a profound and unsettling collection of stories. Tales of individuals who have vanished without a trace. These are not mere statistics in a national database, but deep, unhealed wounds in the country's psyche. From the sun-drenched beaches of Adelaide to the corridors of power in Canberra, the specter of the missing lingers, a testament to the fragility of life and the agonizing persistence of unresolved questions. The unsolved disappearances of Australians throughout the 20th and 21st centuries have not only left indelible marks on the families of the lost, but have also profoundly shaped the nation's social fabric, legal frameworks, and media landscape. These cases, each a unique tragedy, collectively tell a larger story of innocence lost, of trust betrayed, and of a landscape that can swallow secrets as readily as the tide erases footprints in the sand. First up, the Beaumont children and a nation's awakening. Perhaps no other case has so deeply ingrained itself in the Australian consciousness as the disappearance of the Beaumont children. On Australia Day, January 26, 1966, Jane, age 9, Arna, age 7, and Grant, age 4, Beaumont, left their home in Somerton Park, a suburb of Adelaide, for a short bus trip to the popular Glenelg Beach. They were never seen again. The subsequent investigation, the largest in the nation's history at the time, uncovered a tantalizing yet ultimately frustrating series of clues. Multiple witnesses reported seeing the children in the company of a tall, blond man, and they were seemingly at ease with him. They were playing with him and appeared to be relaxed and enjoying themselves, investigators noted, a detail that chilled a nation unused to such predatory acts against its youngest citizens. The Beaumont case marked a profound turning point in Australian history. The carefree innocence of the 1960s was shattered, replaced by a new and terrifying awareness of the potential for harm to lurk in plain sight. Parents who had once allowed their children the freedom to roam the neighborhood were now gripped with a pervasive fear. As journalist Alan J. Whitaker writes in his book, Searching for the Beaumont Children, quote, "The disappearance of the Beaumont children is an Australian nightmare that has never ended. It changed the way Australians thought about their children's safety forever." End quote. The case also highlighted the limitations of police investigations in an era before advanced forensic science and nationwide databases. Despite thousands of leads and numerous suspects over the decades, the fate of the Beaumont children remains a haunting mystery, a stark reminder that even in a seemingly safe and idyllic setting, the unthinkable can occur. The enduring fascination with the Beaumont case is a testament to its cultural impact. It has been the subject of countless books, documentaries, and news reports, each new development or theory reigniting a flicker of hope and a wave of national mourning. The recent excavation of a factory site in 2018, based on a new tip, drew intense media attention, demonstrating the public's unwavering desire for answers, for closure. Though the dig yielded nothing, the collective holding of breath across the nation spoke volumes about the deep scar this single event left on the Australian psyche. Next up, the disappearance of Prime Minister Harold Holt. In a case that continues to fuel conspiracy theories and political intrigue, Australia's 17th Prime Minister, Harold Holt, vanished while swimming at Cheviot Beach in Victoria on December 17, 1967. A seasoned swimmer, Holt entered the turbulent surf and was quickly pulled out to sea. Despite an extensive search and rescue operation, his body was never recovered. The official explanation? A tragic drowning incident, although that has never fully satisfied a skeptical public. Holt's disappearance is unique in the annals of missing person cases, not only for the victim's high profile, but also for the swirling vortex of speculation that immediately followed. Theories ranged from the plausible, that he had had a heart attack or was perhaps taken by a shark, to the outlandish, including that he was a Chinese spy who was picked up by a submarine, or that he faked his own death to be with a lover. As his press secretary, Tony Eggleton, later recalled, quote, "The absence of a body was the thing that really gave rise to so many theories," end quote. The whole case exposed a nation's vulnerability at the highest level. The disappearance of a sitting prime minister was not just a personal tragedy, but a national security concern. The initial response was one of confusion and disbelief, followed by a swift and orderly transition of power. However, the enduring mystery has had a lasting impact on how Australians view their leaders and the institutions that govern them. The case serves as a stark reminder that even those in the highest echelons of power are not immune to the unpredictable forces of nature, or, as some still believe, the machinations of clandestine forces. The phrase, "doing a Harold Holt," has even entered the Australian vernacular as rhyming slang for bolting or disappearing suddenly. Next up, the Adelaide family murders and a reign of terror. During the late 1970s and early 1980s, the city of Adelaide was gripped by a series of gruesome murders that targeted young men. The victims, whose disappearance was often the first indication of foul play, were later found to have been subjected to horrific torture and assault. The perpetrators, a suspected network of influential men, became known as the Family, and the reign of terror left an indelible stain on the city's reputation. The victims of the family murders were often vulnerable young men, hitchhikers, or those living on the fringes of society. Their initial disappearances did not always trigger immediate alarm, a tragic reality that likely emboldened their attackers. The subsequent discovery of their bodies revealed a level of depravity that shocked even seasoned investigators. The case exposed a dark underbelly of Adelaide society, a world of power, privilege, and predatory behavior that operated with impunity for years. The investigation into the family murders was fraught with challenges, including a lack of witnesses, the targeting of a marginalized population, and rumors of a cover-up by powerful individuals. While one man, Bevan Spencer Van Einem, was convicted for the murder of Richard Kelvin, the son of a prominent newsreader, it is widely believed that he did not act alone and that other members of the family escaped justice. The legacy of the family murders is one of deep-seated mistrust and a lingering sense of injustice. It raises profound questions about the vulnerability of young people, the potential for corruption within institutions, and the dark secrets that can fester beneath the surface of a seemingly respectable city. For many Adelaideans, the case remains an open wound, a chilling reminder of a time when their city was stalked by an unseen and malevolent force. Next up, the agonizing limbo of no-body cases, the disappearances of Sarah McDermott and William Tyrrell. The anguish of a missing person case is magnified when there is no body, no crime scene, and no clear understanding of what has transpired. This agonizing limbo is the reality for the families of countless missing Australians, including those of Sarah McDermott and William Tyrrell. Sarah McDermott, a 23-year-old Scottish-Australian woman, vanished from the Kananook railway station car park in Melbourne on July 11, 1990. After getting off a train, she was never seen again. Her car was found in the parking lot with the doors unlocked and her bag on the front seat. The case, which is presumed to be a homicide, has been the subject of long and frustrating investigation. Despite a $1 million reward for information, her body has never been found, and no one has been charged in connection with her disappearance. For her family, the lack of answers is a form of perpetual torture. Her father, Peter, has spoken of the unrelenting grief of not knowing what happened to his daughter. Now, the disappearance of 3-year-old William Tyrrell from his foster grandmother's home in Kendal, New South Wales on September 12, 2014, reignited the national conversation about child safety. Dressed in a Spider-Man costume, William was playing in the garden when he vanished in a matter of moments. The subsequent investigation has been one of the most extensive in Australian history, involving thousands of interviews, large-scale searching, and a $1 million reward. The case has been plagued by false leads, intense media scrutiny, and, in a recent turn of events, the investigation has focused on the foster mother. However, without Williams' body, a definitive conclusion remains elusive. The Tyrell case, in particular, has highlighted the complex role of the media in modern-day missing persons investigations. The image of the little boy in the Spider-Man suit became iconic, a symbol of stolen innocence that resonated deeply with the public. However, the intense and often sensationalized media coverage has also been a source of immense pressure on the investigation and has led to the spread of misinformation. As former New South Wales Police Commissioner Mick Fuller stated, quote, "The media can be a great assistance in these investigations, but it can also be a great hindrance." End quote. Now, the challenges of solving decades-old disappearances are immense. Evidence degrades, memories fade, and witnesses die or move away. However, advancements in forensic science and technology have offered a new hope for cracking these cold cases. DNA technology, in particular, has been a game changer. Cold case review teams across Australia are now re-examining evidence from old cases, hoping for a breakthrough. The use of familial DNA and genetic genealogy, while still in its early stages in Australia, holds the potential to identify perpetrators or the remains of victims by linking their DNA to relatives who have submitted their own DNA to public databases. Beyond forensics, there's a growing recognition of the importance of a multidisciplinary approach to cold case investigations. This includes bringing in criminal psychologists to develop offender profiles, using geographic profiling to narrow down search areas, and fostering greater collaboration between law enforcement agencies at the state and federal levels. The establishment of dedicated cold case units within police forces across the country is a testament to the commitment to seeking justice for the missing and their families, no matter how much time has passed. In closing, the unsolved disappearances of Australia are more than just a collection of cold cases. They are a series of enduring narratives that have left an indelible mark on the nation. The stories of the Beaumont children, Harold Holt, the victims of the family murders, Sarah McDermott and William Tyrell, are etched into the country's collective memory, serving as cautionary tales, sources of enduring grief, and catalysts for social and legal change. These cases have stripped away a sense of naive security, forcing Australians to confront the darker aspects of their society. They've prompted difficult conversations about child safety, the accountability of those in power, and the effectiveness of the justice system itself. The media's role in these cases has been both a powerful tool for raising awareness and a source of controversy, highlighting the delicate balance between public interest and the integrity of an investigation. For the families of the missing, the pain is a constant companion, a life sentence of not knowing. Their tireless advocacy for their loved ones has kept these cases in the public eye and has been a driving force behind the push for new investigative techniques and legislative reforms. While the files on these unsolved disappearances may gather dust in police archives, the stories they contain remain vividly alive in the Australian consciousness. They are a haunting reminder that some questions may never be answered, that some wounds may never fully heal, and that the search for the vanished is, in many ways, a search for part of the nation's own lost innocence. The unsettled dust of these cases continues to swirl, a poignant and persistent symbol of the unresolved grief and the enduring mystery that lies at the heart of the Australian experience. Well, friends, there you have it. What do you think of these unsolved cases from Australia? As always, I look forward to your comments, but please keep it friendly and respectful. Till we meet again, stay safe out there. Be good to yourselves and each other. I'm Steve Stockton, and I'll see you a little further on down the trail. And please, tell your animals I said hi.